Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
I'm going to hand you this piece of paper. Read it to yourself.
Ooh, pretty.
Boston police apologized early Monday of last week from a post from their Twitter account Sunday, paying tribute to former Celtics coach and president Red Auerbach in honor of Black History Month. The since-deleted tweet commended the late Celtics legend for being the first NBA coach to draft a black player, the first to field the league's all-black starting lineup, and hiring its first black coach, Bill Russell. However, it was quickly panned for lauding the accomplishments of a white man in honor of Black History Month, in addition to playing into the perception that the city of Boston is racist.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Let me read the tweet now. In honor of Black History Month, we pay tribute to Celtics legend Red Auerbach for being the first NBA coach to draft a black player in 1950, the first to field an all-African-American starting five in 1964, and hire the league's first African-American head coach, Bill Russell, in 1966.
So let's take the man and we'll just say, okay, this is a white guy that started hiring black guys with talent to be on his NBA team. But because we mentioned this white guy in Black History Month, all of a sudden, oh, you're a fucking racist. Give me a goddamn break. I gotta kill myself. Ugh.
I will say that in my opinion, it's both way too left-wing shoot from the hip, but also extremely tone-deaf by the city of Boston to not have the foresight to think that in the current political climate of America, with all their finger-pointing and race card playing, that maybe putting a white guy up on a pedestal in the shortest month of the entire year, which just so happens to be given to Black History Month.
Is there a White History Month?
There is not.
Well, then they got a whole month. They should be happy.
They would argue that every month is White History Month.
Really? It's not called that.
Well, if they would have had more money and more weapons, they could have taken us as slaves, and then every month would be Black History Month.
Well, maybe if there weren't blacks selling blacks into slavery. Maybe there should have been whites selling whites into slavery. Oh, that's right.
There were.
Irishmen.
So, let me see. In a statement last Monday morning, Boston Mayor Marty Walsh said the department's tweet was completely inappropriate and a gross misrepresentation of how we are honoring Black History Month in Boston. We are celebrating the accomplishments and limitless contributions of the black community to our city and the entire country. From Harriet Tubman to great leaders of today, such as Chief Justice Ireland, artists like New Edition and Michael Bivins, questionable, powerful activists including Mel King and Superintendent Lisa Holmes, I don't know who you are, the first African-American woman to lead the Boston Police Academy training program. That's who she is. Whatever. The mayor added that black leaders and activists should be honored with the respect they deserve, not just in February, but every month of the year. Boston City Councilor Ayanna Pressley, who is running for Congress, called the tweet tone-deaf and offensive and a perfect example of what happens when there is a lack of diversity around decision-making tables. This is about much more than an offensive Black History Month tweet, Pressley said. This is about how we as a city and Commonwealth move beyond celebrating the simple act of tolerating diversity to truly achieving adequate representation. The police force has been criticized in the past for being disproportionately white compared to Boston's population, though the department says it's trying to increase its diversity. Welcome to every government agency in America.
I'm sorry, black people don't want to be cops. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're not trying. It doesn't mean that there's no ambition on one side or the other. It's just, that's how it turns out.
Oh, here's a thought. Stop calling each other Uncle Tom every fucking time that you see a black cop in a badge. Black people that see your black friends as cops.
Yeah, true.
Quit fucking calling them an Oreo. Remove the stigma that they are betraying their own race, which is idiotic because they're only betraying their own color. You're not a different race than us. We're all fucking humans. So get off the race card, dick. In a series of tweets Sunday night, former Boston City Councilor Tito Jackson said he appreciated Auerbach's contributions to race relations and the work he did to help provide opportunities to people of color. However, the issue with the tweet was that there are so many untold, unacknowledged black people in history that need to be acknowledged and understood. Black History Month provides a chance to do just that, he said.
No mention of Clarence Thomas, first black.
Don't bring up him. He's a dirty fucking pervert, and he's going to get ousted, that motherfucker. He shouldn't have that position. Fuck him. Go back to episode 5 of this show. Thanks for nothing, Clarence Thomas.
Why do you think I brought it up?
Ah, motherfucker. As of Monday morning of last week, Boston police had sent out one other tweet this month in honor of Black History Month. On February 3rd, posting honoring Bill Russell, another Celtics great, as mentioned previously. After deleting the Auerbach tweet, the department reposted the tribute to the 84-year-old Hall of Famer. In previous years, the department has recognized current and former Boston police officers in honor of Black History Month. In each of those tributes, the officers were black. No shit.
They're so butthurt over this. I mean, yeah, maybe it's a little bit tone deaf, but, can't we say thank you to a white guy for saying, hey, you guys have talent, I want you on my team, even though that's not normal for this time period to have black people on a sport team. I think you have talent and I want you on my team. Would you do that for me? Now, let's not give that guy any credit for stepping outside the norms of society back then and doing this. No.
Oh, he did more than step outside the norms. He was a fucking firebrand.
I'm just saying.
That was a very polarizing move that he pulled.
I mean,
which is why he deserves to be honored. Maybe this is not the
maybe
best time to do it.
Maybe not, but I mean, to get so butthurt over it is just ridiculous.
Oh, it's retarded. It's back the truck up, because his efforts is what led to diversification of the NBA, the acceptance of more black players in the league. You think people want to watch all white guys play basketball? How much fucking fun is that going to be?
No.
Can you dunk a ball?
No.
Me neither.
Not even if I have to hoop at 5 feet. I, for some reason, always miss.
Well, that, I still got some moves. I mean, I've lost a few inches in my vertical, but I used to have some NBA Jam-style dunks on a lowered hoop back in the day.
I remember watching you up north playing it on the grass court.
Yeah, it was almost like playing the fucking peach basketball that Dr. James Naismith invented at the game.
Yeah.
To this, I would say you need to back off all the white hate, because it is very important what Red Auerbach did. And isn't part of all your diversity initiatives to look past color, to bring in people that are deserving?
Yeah.
Technically, no, because they only want you to bring in people of color that are deserving, because there's not enough people of color. And even if they're not deserving, you need some more people of color.
Yeah, even if they don't have talent, I suppose. We need to make that race quota.
It's stupid. When they hire people of color where I work, I'm like, I wonder if you'll be here in 6 months. Playing the averages? No.
I don't think there's a single person that is not Caucasian working where I work. No, there's a lady in the office who's Indian.
With a feather or a dot?
Dot.
Okay.
And she's pretty cool, actually.
Well, yeah, because if she's not, they might deport her back to a country where like 100 people are going to rape her in the span of 24 hours.
And there was another guy there, he was Indian. He retired, though.
Was he Indian with a feather or a dot?
Dot.
Okay. But none with a feather?
Not that I know of.
Why can't we give jobs to the proud, deserving Native people?
They need to apply for them first.
Ah, exactly. Yeah. So I get the outrage because you honored a white guy, but the reason that this is so socially unacceptable now is because you have all these fucking sensitive snowflakes. They're just like, I can't believe you would honor a white guy. They're not saying, way to go, whitey. They're honoring him for his accomplishments and his actions that paved the way for people of color in a sport that at that time was not very diverse.
I would say any sport at that point in time, because there weren't a lot of black athletes back then.
He drafted the first black player. He started the first all-black starting five. He hired the first black coach. That's pretty fucking important in an area like Boston, which is very white, and sorry, Boston, you massholes are very fucking racist. I mean, you live in segregated neighborhoods. How fucking Irish is New England still?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Watch the town. You would think that every fucking segment of the city is broken down by ethnicity still, as if these motherfuckers are still coming in off the boats from Ellis Island.
Jesus. Get with the fucking times, Boston.
You can't ham-fist diversity. And you can't shit on a white guy's accomplishments if they benefited black people. Because when else are you going to honor Red Auerbach besides his birthday? Or the anniversary of the dates when he did this shit? So if you're going to tweet about Red Auerbach, shouldn't you also subtweet about the people that he put there? And then you make it a broader honoring of the Boston Celtics organization for being forward-thinking, for being progressive. And it starts with Red Auerbach, and then you work your way down to the players, And then you get to Bill Russell, and look at all these people that benefited. And if it wasn't for this man
that'd be a good way
being
to do it.
accepting enough, progressive enough, open-minded enough to buck the trend and potentially get himself blackballed from a league of probably a bunch of racist owners. We know that's true because fucking Donald Sterling from the LA Clippers, who had his team taken from him, they forced to sale. He was the old fucker with the girlfriend that was hanging out with the blacks, and she videotaped him scolding her for bringing blacks to the games.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't care if you hang out with them, or I don't care if you fuck them, just don't bring them to the games and put it all over the internet that you're hanging out with blacks at my game.
You're my girlfriend. I don't care if you're fucking the black guy. Just don't bring him to my booth.
Well, he was like 82 and she was like in her 30s.
Oh, so she's just a gold digger to begin with.
Right. And he's the sugar daddy. Now, he's proof that these types existed in the NBA back at that time when Red Auerbach was doing this. And as I said, admittedly, it does seem a tad tone deaf, but only because of our current political climate.
See, I agree with that, yeah.
If people weren't so fucking sensitive, if they weren't just like, how fucking dare you, about everything, you have to see past it. This is why we're regressing socially. It's because we're like, fuck that, and fuck you, and you're stupid, and you're racist, and you're sexist, and you're a homophobe, and you're ageist, and you have a penis, so I hate you because I'm a misandrous, third-wave feminist cunt. You need to stop with all the demands. You can't shoehorn in or ham-fist in acceptance. And it happened because of Red Auerbach. He
started it.
Not single-handedly did it, but he was a large part of it, and they felt that it was a strong enough effort that it needed to be recognized. But also, let's talk about who was that first black player he drafted. Who were the players in that starting five? You named Bill Russell. Where's the other motherfuckers?
Yeah. It sounded like it was a good tweet. They just needed to expand on some of it more so people couldn't get butthurt over it.
Well, they could have just honored the whole organization and then showed all these players.
I suppose.
And say these players have to thank Red Auerbach because he gave them the opportunity. That's why when people win awards, they have acceptance speeches where they thank other people. They don't go, hey, aren't I fucking awesome? Look what I did. They go, this is possible because of the script writers, the crew, the director, my acting coach.
My parents for pushing me
the
further
cast,
down the road.
Sometimes, unfortunately, first off, I have to give all praise to Lord Jesus above us. And fuck that shit. Really. People, athletes that win awards, that win championships. This wouldn't have been possible if my single mother didn't drive me to practice all the time while working 2 jobs to make sure that I had something to do with my time and my talent to keep me off of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you honor the people that deserve it. You lambaste the people that deserve it also, which is why we drag people like Donald Sterling through the muck. Mm-hmm. But I don't think all of Boston P.D. needs to be brought up in this. Well, you know, Boston P.D.'s honoring a white guy during Black History Month, and they're disproportionately white. And they're racist. Well, motherfucker, then take your black ass down to the station and apply for a job.
Yeah, go be a cop.
Well, I mean, really what it boils down to is, and I don't want to say that all black NBA players to come through the Boston Celtics organization owe him a thank you, but they should at least acknowledge that his efforts helped pave the way for them to be there.
Just a simple acknowledgement, yeah.
The next time that Kyrie Irving scores a game-winning shot, you know, keep in mind that had people like Red Auerbach not taken the initiative to put people of color like you on the court deservedly, to say, you're not just black. You're an athlete, and you have skill, and you deserve to be here. Get out there and make me proud, kid. Acknowledge that shit. And it doesn't make you kowtowing to the ego of the white man, by the way. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number 1 fan, Tim.
And that's the end.